Good evening, guys, and welcome to round 10 of CDR's Tier 3. Bit of an echo there because I had my phone on loud. And this time out, we are at COTA, the Circuit of the Americas, for our final sprint weekend of the season. Some people not a fan of sprints. I think they're actually much better, much prefer more racing time. It does feel like with the current format, we do a lot more qualifying than we do racing. So having that extra race for me, I think is a very good thing. Much better for a commentary side of things as well. Of course, coming into round 10, it is still very, very tight at the top of the standings in Tier 3. Mainly between Lucas and Luckman, with only 4 points separating them. Probably say that Lucas is the faster driver, but all it takes is one bad performance and Luckman could be back in the lead. I think we can expect to see both drivers in Tier 2 next season anyway. But yeah, I expected everyone to go softs, because I can't imagine using a soft tyre in the sprint or the race, really. I think it'll be probably a medium for the sprint and then hard medium, or medium hard, whichever way around you're going to run it, for the feature race. Possibly a two-stop, actually. It's a high tyre deg circuit, especially if you are one of the following cars. So let's see who we've got coming out first. We've got Wee Rabbit coming out first onto the track. Absolutely nobody else making a move yet. Now, for the sprint session, it is very split up, so we'll have a sprint qualifying one session, 11.5 minutes, and look at that view through the S's. Yeah, 11.5 minutes for the first qualifying, then we jump into the sprint race, then one session of qualifying before the feature race. I really enjoy this track. Really, really enjoy this track. It's got a mixture of everything. It's got your fast corners, tight corners, overtaking spots. Very, very lenient on track limits as well. For example, this corner, which Wee Rab is coming up to, you can take a lot of that inside curb. As we've now got 6 drivers out on track, only 17 with us tonight. A few dropouts, but let's see how this pans out. I think it'll be a very good race. The dirty air through Sector 1 plays a massive factor, so if you can come out of Sector 1 relatively close, you've got a good chance of getting an overtake done. So let's jump on board for the first flying lap of the session. You see Wee Rabby seemed to bog down at the start of his lap coming out of that last corner. Now, I've not done a lap around here in an F1 car since the last game. I do want to get back into the F1 team, however it may mean rocking the cons, which I'm very much enjoying at the minute. A little bit wide through there, but then brings it back well. Short shifting is going to play a massive factor around this track because there's so many areas you need to get the power down. So short shifting to be able to get that traction is definitely the way, like Wee Rabby is doing there. Maybe using automatic gears. No, he's definitely not. The AI will not spam the downshift like that. Let's see him come through. This is the slowest part of the track. It's a bit more complex. Love that corner. If you get that right, you can get some real time. And then you should be absolutely flat out through this long right-hander. It's technically 2 corners, but doesn't feel like it. Taking as much curb as he possibly can up to the last corner where you want to ride. Oh, he's just invalidated. Massive shame. Now, what's Luckman looking like? Absolutely flat out through here. And again, you can brake there, cut a lot of that inside curve, and you can use that outside curve quite well. People seem to get bogged down there as Luckman puts in a 34.0. Who else is coming towards the end of that? Riker's invalidated. We'll go on with Chip. I think we have got some cars who will cross the line first. We do. Nerf Pack with a 36.9. Very off the pace, but I think he was just reserving. Who else is about to cross the line? Hindsight with a 34.7, so still well off the pace. Chip puts in a 34.3, puts him second for now. Let's see what Anderson's doing, one of the faster guys on the grid. Keeps it nice and tight through the long right-hander. If you let that drift too far, it doesn't matter how much speed you carry, you will lose time. And hard braking into the final corner. He's going to cross the line with a 34.3. So Lockman definitely leading the pace here. Let's see who else is out on track at the minute. Riker is coming in. I feel like he could have still got a lap out of those tyres. Got Curly coming around to finish a lap. That's the line. Keep it nice and tight. Let the car run wide. And Curly puts in a 34.5. A good lap by Curly. I think we've got Clay now into the very tight left-hander. Got to be very careful with that curve. You can take a lot of it, but at the same time, if you take too much, it will just make you lose the rear end. And that shows how much of that inside curve you can take, but you just need to straighten it up a bit more. And that's a 34.1 for Clay. James Brown also put in a 34.2 in there. Lucas still not come out now. Keeping in mind, these top 5 drivers have only done laps on medium tyres, so we'll see these times drop right down. Especially the likes of Luckman, expecting to be into the low 36s, 33s even. And that there shows why you need to save some battery for the end of this lap. You need it to be able to get that power down properly, as Kane puts in a 34.2. Fantastic lap by Kane. I think that is everyone's flying laps. Apart from the guys who haven't won so far. Gold at the minute is on an out lap. You can see Anderson dive into the pits. James Brown already in. Kane coasting his way to the pits. Is Clay going for another lap here? Surely not. No, he's not. Luckman also dives into the pits, so Wee Rabbi has come out on the soft tyres. Now that S section is pretty much flat out the entire way through. So you get to the last couple of corners, it's an unreal bit of track. You get the line right, it's fantastic. How is he now? Oh, you feel like Kane could have given a tow there to his teammate, but instead dives out the way. Not good teamwork there by the Aston Martins. Let's see where Housie ends up. He's third in the championship. And he's still trying to keep with the leaders. So that tow could have been massive if he'd have given it. Because we've still got Riker and Osso in the pits as well. Riker did invalidate, but Osso doing his usual, leaving it till late. I much prefer that line that we saw. Oh, and Housie is coming in. Must have had an issue somewhere because he did look a little bit off the pace. Now Wab has set a purple first sector using medium tyres as well. We're going to see these laps come down. Can already see a lot of the medium runners have switched over to the softs, ready for this lap. Only 3 minutes minutes of qualifying left. I expect we will see those out front coming out very shortly. Evening, Clay, buddy. So Wab on a good pace here so far. Keeps it nice and tight, gets the power down. Misses the first apex, catches the second, and then brings it in tight. Slightly off throttle, and Gold with the first 33 goes to a 33.6. What's Wab gonna put in? Wab with a 35.3, well off the pace. Now we've got Rabbit, and Lucas is not far behind on a lap as well. And Lucas, this will be his first qualifying lap. He's doing one lap only, but he's doing it on the softs. What sort of time are we expecting? So we're seeing everyone pretty much out on track now, bar Kane, Nerf and Osso. Is Osso just not doing a lap? And Rabbit goes fastest, 33.3. Why is Osso not doing a lap? He's missed out big time here. So let's go on board with Lucas. And Lucas is going to put in a 33.1. That is an unreal lap. We said we would see the times tumble down. Who else at the minute is on a lap? Got Gold, who actually has just finished his lap. Got Luckman about to start his lap with 56 seconds to go. Needs this to be clean. Needs to make sure that every inch is perfect, and he's very deep into turn one. Brakes a little bit too late there. Has to use a bit of battery to sort of build that time back. And then into this fast flowing section. Look, you do not come off the throttle until this point. That is unbelievably fast part of any track. Probably say the fastest few corners strung together that there is in Formula 1. Gets on the power well throw, out of the hairpin to come onto the main straight. Needs to save himself some battery. He has done. Hard on the brakes, cuts that left corner, which is exactly what you need to be doing. Because Gold has put in a 33.6, that's going to see him third. That's the highest. James Brown with a 33.8. But the one to watch is Luckman here. Can he nick this pole position for the sprint race from Lucas? He needs it. He needs these additional points. And the fastest lap point will be valuable. Only 4 points in this title fight. That is a very good exit, and it's a 33.1. So close. 1.5 thousandths of a second separate them. Can Clay do anything to split them two? He approaches the final corner. He's still got a bit of battery left as well to help him out of this final corner. Gets it burning, and Clay with a 33.2 goes third. Gainful, is he on the lap at the minute? He is. I think this is a push lap by Gainful. I can't believe we saw Osso and Riker not put that in, although Riker is still on the track. He's actually about to do a lap, and that will put him 6th with a 33.6. Gainful nails that penultimate corner and then comes into the final corner. Has he got enough battery? Oh, he's bogged down big time in 4th gear. Loses a lot of time, down to 8th, 33.9 for Gainful. So no one quite reaching the 32s. We weren't far off, only a 10th away. Maybe these guys will find that 10th as we go into the feature race qualifying. But pole position for his sprint is Lucas, followed by his title rival Luckman. Clay with another solid performance takes 3rd on the 2nd row of the grid alongside Wee Rabbi. Now your bottom Bottom 3 drivers well off the pace. Wab with a 35.3. Nerf is, well, is reserving, so it's a 36.9. And also decided not to put in a lap. Wonder why also decided to not run a lap there. So, ooh, it's looking cloudy. Are we expecting rain here? I think there's a chance we could be having rain. Maybe just a bit of a drizzle would make it very, very interesting. 5 laps in, chucking a load of rain. See who braves it out, see who pits in. Just wait for everyone to make their strategy calls. I expect to see everyone on a medium. The softs I don't think could do 10 laps around here. Especially not in dirty air. The fans going wild on the balcony, waiting for these guys to get going. Do not understand why Osso didn't do a lap there. He's been on good form lately. He's been putting in some good results and then decides to just not run a sprint quali lap. Wasn't even like he invalidated, he just decided to not run. Now the stewards will be hoping for an uneventful first lap. This first corner can throw up a lot of incidents. Very, very wide entrance. You can probably get 6 or 7 wide into the corner, but coming out of it, everyone scrambles for that outside curb. So that 7 needs to go into maximum 2. Can't even really be taking it 3 wide as you approach the right-hander. And it looks like, is everyone on the mediums? Ooh, Gainful's gone for the softs, and we've got Riker and Curly opting for the hard tyres. That is a bit of a shock. I figured someone may go on to the softs. I did not expect to see anyone on the hards. This seems the perfect distance for these medium tyres. And that was a stunning shot, seeing all the cars coming through the S's. Now, can they get the heat into the tyres? Because you need it as you come into that S section. You need your tyres up to temperature. Steve Lucas already weaving around trying to get that temperature. And Luckman not giving him an inch. Luckman not really warming up his tyres that much. As I said, it is a high tyre wear track, especially for those with no clean air. Saw that in F2. Just giving Lucas a bit of a wide berth there, just maybe trying to make sure Lucas's tyres cool down as they arrive on the grid. Good to see the whole pack tight though. We're not going to be waiting long for everyone to be with each other on the grid. And Lucas doing some aggressive tyre warm-up. Luckman is invalidated his parking spot. He's going to start a bit further back. So is Gold and Wab. We are going to see an absolute mad dash for this first corner, and Luckman has compromised himself big time. Clay will be looking at that and will want to get ahead of him. So here we go, the lights come on. 5 red lights, and they're out. Now, who gets the better start? It's looking like Lucas did get the better start. Clay already up alongside Luckman. Luckman goes to that inside line for turn 1. Perilously close as they come into there. The 2 Alpines both running wide, and the top 3 already stuck well with each other. As we see Clay just directly behind Lucas, but you look at what happens with that dirty air. He instantly drops off by a good couple of tenths. It is such a shame that you get that dirty air at this part of the track, because you need to be close as you come down this back straight. The slipstream will be very powerful. Clay has pulled that gap back a little bit, down to 4 tenths. He may get a good tow here from Luckman, and he's got a great exit as well. 3 tenths already. If Clay is burning, which he's decided to stop burning, but I think... Oh, Luckman got past Lucas. Where did Luckman get past Lucas? I missed that. So Luckman now will want to break that 1 second gap. DRS will be active at the end of this lap. And Gainful has had a fantastic start on those soft tyres, up to 4th already. Other than that, it's been very clean running so far. No real incidents. We saw the 2 Alpines wide at turn 1, but that was about it. Everyone making it round this first lap, and the 2 Alpines are running together as well. Rabi and James Brown will want to scrap, but not too much. We'll see the cars coming down the pit straight, single file, no one really looking to make an overtake at the minute. And Clay right up to the back of Lucas there. If Clay can get past Lucas, that would massively help Luckman in terms of the championship battle. We see the cars snaking the way through there. What a fantastic shot, seeing all the different cars diving left and right. And Lucas has stuck well with Luckman, but he's picked himself up a 3-second penalty already. Now that is a huge lifeline to Luckman, because as it stands, Lucas will drop 4 or 5 places. And of course now Clay right onto the back of him. 4.5 tenths. DRS will be open. Can anyone get up to Luckman? It's probably going to be a case of save battery, save battery, save battery. Drain it like mad as you come onto that long straight there. For Luckman anyway. If he can defend there, he can defend the rest of the lap, because there is overtaking opportunities, but the dirty air can cancel that out a little bit. Let's have a look at the position changes. Your biggest gainer so far is definitely Chip, who's had a fantastic start, going from 11th up to 5th. The biggest loser out of it though is Gold, down 7 places, down to 12th position. I'm not expecting to see any stops here at all. Curley picks up a 3-second penalty, but down towards the back of the pack won't affect them too much. This front 3 really sticking with each other, and Gainful doing well as well to keep with them. Those soft tyres will definitely be making a difference through these wider sectors, especially with the dirty air. It'll just give them that little bit more confidence. In fact, you can see the delta dropping as we were in the middle of that, as Anderson has now picked himself up a 3-second penalty as well. That'll be the dirty air through the S's. As soon as you get into it, you need to lift off the throttle. You cannot be going full throttle that entire way. Now, what's Lucas like, Luckman like for batteries? Low, and so is Clay. Lucas has saved himself up a little bit, and with the DRS, he'll close in, but he will not close in enough. As we saw one of the Alpines in the background going for a move on Chip. It looks like Rabi is challenging him for that position. And it looks like Chip has come out of that on top. Now, is this top 3 going to make a move on each other? Or is Lucas thinking damage limitation, stick with Luckman, try drop Clay? because the DRS is very powerful around this track. That is a long back straight to be going with no DRS. Lucas gaining on Luckman again, isn't going to get it done into turn 1. And Clay now just drops out of that DRS, and he has got Gainful breathing down his gearbox. We've got a yellow out in sector 1. Who's going slow? It's Kane. Kane must have had a spin. He is back going, good sign. Look at that, Lucas again. Looked like he was on the track limits there. He doesn't want to pick himself up another 3-second penalty. Otherwise he's going to find himself massively, massively down the pack. So we've got another run down this back straight. Lucas with a lot of battery. Luckman already running out, and Lucas won't know that. If he'd have just kept burning, it would be a lot closer. It could have been a potential move. But the thing is, there's not many places to use battery on this track, as Kane picks himself up a penalty now as well. Maybe a bit of front wing damage there, causing him to run wide. Yeah, there's not many places to use the battery well here, so people tend to save it for that back straight. Let's have a look further down. We've got Wee Rabbit gaining on Gainful. Those soft tyres will start to burn out soon enough, and Gainful picks himself up a penalty. Wee Rabbit as well there did put that corner. He'll have a track limit warning for that. Medium tyres were definitely the shout here. Oh, and we've got Lucas very close coming into turn 1. Luckman tries to defend it, isn't able to. And Lucas absolutely lights up those rear tyres, and Wabby now picks himself up a penalty. And look how close Lucas is through here. Has to come off the throttle, and that dirty air working against him. James Brown picks himself up a penalty. At the minute, you're looking at the likes of Riker. He's going to benefit from this a lot. He's going to potentially be up 3 places. And we've got a caution out in sector 2. Looks like it's resolved itself, but we saw some places swap around there. Gainful up to 4th, so it looks like maybe the Alpines have had an issue. Can Lucas drain this battery and get anywhere near Luckman? Not looking like it. Luckman saved his battery well, but Clay has dropped 1.5 seconds back. We've got Riker now, who's made a move on Wee Rabbit, and he's also going for the move on Gainful. 2 in 1 down the back straight. Still got Gainful alongside, who must be feeling the pain on those soft tyres now. Ooh, and a little bit of a wiggle there for Gainful, and Riker is going to go up the inside and gets the move done. And then Alpine also gets past Gainful with Wee Rabbit. That is a fantastic move. And Lucas very close now. Gainful's just got back past Wee Rabbit. Lucas is right on the back of Luckman here, and with the DRS I'd expect to see another move into turn 1. Luckman goes to defend that inside line, but Lucas is going to sweep across and get that done. Kane picks himself up another penalty. Luckman thought about sticking with him on the outside. Thinks better of it. Might as well keep in the DRS. Stick with these guys. He knows Lucas has got a penalty anyway. And they are dropping Clay now. 2.3 seconds. The difference between 2nd and 3rd. Luckman drops to 5/10, but he's got a great exit before coming down this short burst. We also have another yellow out, and it looks like Chip has had an issue. He was running very well. Now, let's have a look at this. Luckman will fancy his chance. He's very close before he's even got to the DRS. Lucas instantly going to defend that inside line. Ducks back behind Luckman, couldn't make a move. So Luckman back in the lead here. Riker makes his way up to 4th on those hard tyres. Maybe these mediums are not lasting as long as we thought they would. Because Riker is picking his way through here. Housie has also got himself up to 9th, and Rabbi with another 3-second penalty. It's going to see him drop near enough to the back. If it carries on like it is, Nerfpac's made a move on gold. But it's no doubt the battle is this up front. This is the title battle. In the last 3 races, and there is 4 points separating them. Lucas with a good amount of battery. Luckman is not. Lucas seems to harvest that battery very well. Lucas doesn't get close enough. Another 3-second penalty for Kane. That's 9 for him now. He might as well be running last week's race. He's going to be that far back after penalties. Now I much prefer that line Lucas takes where you keep it very, very tight on the entry to the S's, and just see that dirty air there works against him. How good of an exit can Lucas get? Oh, it's not good enough, and also gets his mandatory 3-second penalty. Lucas needs to absolutely nail the exit of this corner. Oh, he's nearly lost it. He's put in too much throttle. It's meant that Luckman's just been able to pull away. There's only 3.5 laps left here. It's going to be very tight. Let's have a look and see this battle between Howsey and Rabbi. Gold picks himself up a penalty now. Now can Howsey get a move done on Lee Rabbi? Is he going to be close enough? He thinks about sending it. Decides against it. Wise decision. Looks like Howsey just putting his car in the mirror of Lee Rabbi, but Anderson is at the minute very, very close to Gainful. Gainful cannot get going on these soft tyres, and Gainful just seems to move across Anderson there. I have a feeling we will see that in the report channel. It just seems to come across him before it was even time to turn for the corner. Anderson doesn't seem to be able to shift up gears properly here. I'm wondering if he's having an issue with his wheel. I'm not sure what's going on there for him. I think that's a hardware issue. Should really be getting past Gainful. Gainful will be struggling on those soft tyres. Nerfpack's made his way up to 10th. Starting down in 16th. Fantastic race from Nerf so far. Hindsight has now picked himself up a penalty. More than half the grid with penalties at the minute. Is Anderson going to be able to get close enough? He needs to, because he needs to disappear off in front. Anderson gets that. Oh, he's not got the move done. I thought he would have been able to go a little bit deeper. Decides not to. They will want to stay. Oh, that was a bit of a connection issue there. And Lee Rabbi's picked himself up another penalty. That is a great exit by Anderson. He's going to get this move done now around the He's not. I'm not sure what's going on with his gears, but he seems to be running right up to the red line and just bouncing it as there you go. That's the issue with the soft tyres. Gainful's struggling for grip now, even just going into corners. He gets that move done very comfortably indeed, and Howsey will probably take advantage as well soon enough. But let's join this up front. Clay desperately trying to keep within 3 seconds of Lucas. Would not be surprised if Luckman tries to back him up a little bit through some of the slower corners just to ensure that it keeps within that 3 seconds. That needs to be something he looks at. It's an extra couple of points for Luckman over Lucas, which will be vital in this championship battle. As Chip now picks himself up a 3-second penalty, it looks like he maybe had enough of it. Slightly went yellow there in sector 1. Now Lucas is very good at conserving his battery, but Luckman is just burning the right amount at the right parts of the track. This is looking like Luckman's just managing this very, very well. See, that gap is now nearly 3 seconds to clear, so Lucas is not going to lose a position here. And Wab has now got past Gainful, so Howsey and Wab both got past Gainful. It looks like Nerf will be probably getting past very, very soon. Gainful's got back past Wab. We might have to take a look at that battle in just a second. What is Lucas doing now? risk just getting himself another penalty. Gainful is all over the place now. It's borderline undrivable for him. And there you go, that's the difference. Waddle just breezed past. He should even, yeah, he moved them way before the braking zone. Now is Nerf also going to be looking at getting past him. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. It's going to be a pit and quit for Wee Rabbit. I'm not sure if he maybe had some sort of rear wing damage. So the only viable reason for it in this league. You would expect to see Nerf get past Gainful here. Let's take that Nerf position. Is Lucas close enough here? I think it's better of it. Decides not to. Almost touches him under braking. And Lucas has broken that 3-second gap as well to clear 3.6. And Luckman just needs to try back Lucas up, but he's not going to be able to. Backed him up by maybe half a second. Anderson's made his way past Hauser, and Nerpak has got past Gainful. And it looks like it could also be hindsight getting past it. It's down to 3.3. Clay needs to be absolutely putting in a flyer here. Luckman seems to back him up a little bit there to the line. How close behind is Clay going to come in? Oh, and it's 3/10 away from taking that third position. And Gainful again loses another position. Oh, and he's gone round. He has gone round. That was inevitable on the soft tyres. Don't know why he tried to run those soft tyres. It was never going to work. They were always going to be absolutely cooked by the end of the race. But fair play for trying. Did well for a while, but then as they dropped off, he was just nowhere near. So there is your top 3 for the podium. Luckman, Lucas and Clay take the top steps for the sprint race. Riker coming in 4th. James Brown 5th. Housie with a very, very good drive. Comes in 6th. Also ended up 14th after not setting a lap. Driver of the day for the sprint, though, I would probably say is either Riker or Nerf. Probably Riker because he started quite far down, I believe. I may be wrong. But Nerf was pretty much at the back of the pack, got himself up to a very, very respectable finish. And we have a wet feature race qualifying. This could throw up some real shocks. It is coming down as well. This may be full wet. It is. This is full wet. This is no intermediates. It is bucketing down on the track. Wab thought he's going for the inters. He feels like he can maybe get enough traction on them. I'd be very, very surprised. The question is it going to dry up at all in the next 18 minutes? Wee Rabbit the first one to make his way out on track. You can see already while using full traction, it is just not going to be very good for him. And look how delicate it is for steering. Oh, this is dreadful. I hate these conditions. Robbie and Lucas out on track. Lucas not wasting any time, knows he needs to get these laps in. See there, he tried to go full throttle and just was not giving any grip at all. there's no point. You might as well go half throttle and short shift for more grip. Lookman also on an out lap, so the front runners are already out on track. Clay out there as well. I don't even know what times to expect here. Need to be careful stamping on the throttle as well. Especially Lucas. Lucas doesn't run traction. We've seen it before where he just lights up those rear tyres. You have to be very, very delicate around here. We will go on board actually with Lucas and see how he copes with these conditions. You can see, look at him already. He's been absolutely wrecking those wet tyres. I think Lucas will struggle here. Slow into the last corner. Oh, he's not going for a push lap straight away. I wonder why he's decided to not go for a push lap. Maybe just try to get a bit more heat in them. Maybe he's expecting it to just dry out a little bit with the cars going first. Validate at the start of his lap. It didn't pop up red on the map. Evening, how's it going, buddy? Good race from himself in that last race. I have no idea what to expect from this qualifying. We have got people running the Inters. Anderson, also Gold, Clay and Wab. They feel like it must be dry enough for them, but looking at the track, I would not agree. It is drenched. So I don't think we're going to see a dry line appear in this qualifying. Sprinter's tough, to be honest. Yeah, the dirty air is awful, and it just kills the tyres. Saw it again, so tried to run the softs and just out the last corner on the last lap, ended up putting it in the barrier because there was no grip. So Weirab is going to set the benchmark of a 52. Very, very off the pace. We do have Luckman at the minute is on a lap. Let's see how he's coping with these conditions. Just manages to not invalidate on that tight left-hander. You want the weather update? Ooh, Luckman just running wide. Yes, please. How's it looking? Are we expecting any sort of dry qualifying? Luckman there getting too much on the curve and just tried to throw him. James Brown with a 53.6. Clay goes fastest with a 52.2 and Luckman with a 52.4. James Brown puts in a 53.6 and Lucas with a 2.21. Wet quality dry race, says Hauser. Now here will be Lucas's actual flying lap. And he's not scared of putting his foot down, but oh my word, he's very, very loose in this faster part of the circuit. And he has got a car on a flying lap in front of him, so he'll be feeling that dirty air. He's quite close. I do feel like with Lucas's driving style, he will cook a set of intermediates or wets because he's happy to just slide around. As he says, Lucas for pole, he's rapid in the wet, yeah, but he's also got a very heavy foot. Although once you get it straight, you can afford to just absolutely plant your foot. Maybe this is Luckman's worst nightmare, is Lucas being able to put in a wet qualifying ahead of him, and at the minute Luckman's sitting in third. I'm feeling we'll see him drop further down as this session goes on. How's he expected to get any drier as qualifying goes on? starting to just see a little bit of a line. Now, Lucas will not be happy with this Haas in front of him. I believe it's Anderson, but he is on the flying lap. Clay has gone fastest with a 52.2. Very good lap from Clay in the wet. Chip's also put in a 53.7 and Riker a 54.3. And Clay puts in a 51.4. Those inters working extremely well for him, but Lucas, on that set of wet tyres, a 50.9. That is a sensational lap. Half a second faster than Clay and he's on the wet tyres. I wonder if he feels like he could go faster with a set of inters. So we're seeing Anderson now rounding the last corner. And what's that going to be? That's going to be a 51.3 take second place. Luckman must be feeling the pressure now. Surely he's got to go inters. We're starting to see more of a racing line. I think this is into time now. The water's clear and you can clearly see the racing line. It's not dry by any means, but it's definitely an inters line. We are seeing gold actually. We've gone purple first sector. His second lap with these inters. Saving up all his battery for this straight by the looks of it. If this is a flying lap, it did say purple first sector. Did get that car straightened out very well. No, this isn't a flying lap. He's burning no battery whatsoever. And Anderson just getting out of the way there of the car that isn't actually on a flying lap. Trying to keep it together on these wet tyres. It's just awful, these conditions. Yeah, Williams decided to dive to those inters, but Lucas has also got time to put on the inters and do something about it. Thought I'd caught him on inters. Well, you're one of the first ones to go for it, Clay, but naturally as you use these wet tyres, the line starts to dry out a little bit and it will go to winter conditions. I know it's still raining, but you can see the racing line now. Nowhere near dry, but the line will be dry enough for inters. So I expect to see people diving onto them. All these wet runners will go to inters. Well navigated by Chip. He seems to be keeping it together well. He's not, let's say, he's not sliding it about that much and then dives in the pits. And we've got Wee Rabbit out on a flying lap. Bit of voice break, geez. On a flying lap while using his inters for the first time. Also now put the inters on. Track's getting drier and drier as well. 89% in 5 minutes and 84 in 10 minutes. Yeah, I do expect for it to get a little drier. Let's see what Wee Rabbit can do in this first flyer. A lot of battery together. My word, that's how much faster it is as he goes 3 seconds faster. Now, if that's not a sign to get on the inters, I don't know what is. 48.8. So we're definitely going to see these times tumble now. By the end of the session, I would not be surprised if we're in the 46s. See also do a lap this time either, because he's still sat in the pits, no lap set. Probably not a bad thing, because you can see now, look at the left hand side of the track compared to the right, down the main straight, and it's vastly different. You just don't want to get onto the wet parts of the circuit while you're on your lap. You need to be to that racing line. As you see there, Robbie just caught the wet a little bit and just dragged him wide. Who have we got out at the minute? Lucas is out on an out lap. Anyone out there trying to set a lap? Gab is not, he's invalidated. Gainesville is not, he's invalidated. We've got Hindsight, who is on a lap. Rabbit's died in the pits, currently sits pole, but I think that will change. Lucas and Luckman both now out on track. Hauser is also on a flying lap. Let's jump on board with Hauser because he is third in the championship, I believe. He just double check that. He is. And if he can put in a good result, if you try pull himself back towards the front two, he's about 20-something points off, so it's mathematically possible. It's just a question of if he can keep it together and get those results. A lot of people out on track at the minute. There's only 7 in the pits, so I've got 10 cars out on track. Lighthouse has been a little bit cautious here on that side, especially considering how much drier it's getting. But that does put him up to second place, instantly knocked down by Hindsight to third. Hindsight puts in a 47.8. We've got Luke about to start his flying lap on his inters. Now, I think it will probably be a given that we're about to see him jump to first with this lap. You see him taking the eSports line, hugging that right hand side. Gets it tight. How did he get away with not invalidating there? He just jumps the curb. Keeps it flat around turn 2 and then into the S's. What's he feeling like a grip? Couple of gears down, but he's absolutely planted through these corners. This is looking very fast, easily a fastest first sector. He's already 1.5 seconds up on his fastest time. That alone is enough to see him go pole just in sector 1. We have also got Luckman on his flying lap as well, not far behind. That's his next car trailing Lucas. Let's see what he's able to do. James Brown goes fastest now. We're into the 46s. I said that would be the case. Chip now into the 46s as well with 46.9, but James Brown, the 46 flat. What is the sector 2 split for Lucas? It is 3.5 seconds. This is unbelievable. And he's only going to pick up more and more time. This is where you can gain a lot of time compared to your previous ones. You've just got a little bit more grip to keep it planted without worrying about the car sliding around too much. It takes a lot of that inside curve and it just kicks him straight. Now, what sort of lap time are we looking at here? Gets the power down well. Gets the battery burning, and we're into the 44s. A 44.7 from Lucas. He is absolutely insane in wet conditions. Luckman is going to be well off that pace, and it's going to be a 46.1. That's going to seem third so far. There's some incredible laps going on. We're seeing some people just getting the recharges on. Hindsight's retired. Riker just desperately trying to get another lap in by the looks of it. Unless that was his last flying lap, but he's got enough fuel to go again. So at the minute, the highest we can see, Luckman is third. He's going to have to navigate past at least James Brown. We do still have people on flying laps that could make it that little bit more difficult. So whereas Luckman may have got the edge in the sprint, we just narrow that gap to within 3 points. What are we going to see after the outcome of the feature? Is Lucas going to disappear, or is Luckman going to be putting in a very aggressive drive and keeping with him? Riker is desperately trying to keep on pace here. I don't think we're going to be able to see the second set to split any minute now. Housie as well has put in a very good lap. 46.7 gets him fourth. Wee Rabbi has now jumped above Luckman into the 45s, 45.1. Did end up missing that split for Riker. And Lucas again has gone faster, a 43.7. Unbelievable lap. Luckman is finishing his lap. Don't know if he's gonna do much more than he already has. Let's have a look. And he's crossed the line and it's no improvement. Can Riker do anything to put a bit of a gap between the title challengers? He can. It's a 46.9. It's going to see him up to 7th. Chip at the minute is on a flying lap and he's improving by 0.6. As Gold has now gone third with a 45.9. Luckman has really missed out here on getting a good lap together. It's a purple second sector for Chip, who has got the track at probably its driest point. Just needs to keep it on track though. Keep it together. Keep putting quality corner after quality corner. So currently Lucas with provisional pole, which you would probably say is gonna be the sit. It's just gonna end like that. Clay down 13th at the minute. Not being hit. Oh, there we go. Clay puts in a lap and goes 4th, and Chip goes up to 5th as well. Luckman has dropped right down to 7th. Is Housie on a lap? Housie is still on a lap. Can he do anything about it and not Luckman one further down? He's going to get on the ERS and that's going to put him up to 5th. This is a nightmare for Luckman. Gainful has invalidated, so that will be the end of qualifying. And wow, the changeable conditions have definitely thrown this apart. Lucas just doing a bit of a celebratory burnout for his pole position. By a mile faster than anyone else in qualifying there. He's 1.3 seconds faster, or just over 1.2, than second place James Brown. Eventful qualifying, and it may mean that we end up seeing a very, very punchy Luckman. But the two Alpines doing very well. They'll want to work together and try get a double podium for the team. Some good points to be earned there for Alpine. As we take a look at these qualifying results, your pole position man will be Lucas. So I expect to see a very dominant race from him as Dan says Forza Alpine. The two Alpines in second and third alongside Wee Rabbit. On the second row will be Clay. Third row will be Housie and Chip, followed by Gold and Luckman, who is second place in the championship but 8th position on track at the start of the feature. Rounding out the top 10 is Riker and Kane. And we did see Osso do a lap this time, but only good enough for 11th. Gainful down in 12th, followed by Curley, Hindsight, Anderson, Wab and Nerf, who did not put a lap in with being a reserve. Now, dry race. I think naturally everyone will have gone for a dry setup. There's only going to be one wet session, and that was feature qualifying. So everyone will be on a dry setup. What's it going to be like for strategies? Of course, we saw people using hard tyres in the sprint race. We also saw Gainful throw in a soft tyre for some reason. So let's see how people go. I expect Luckman to go for a more aggressive start to try pick off the places. Or does he go for the slower tyre, hope for the clean air, and then pump some laps in as everyone else is struggling to try get a bit of an overcut done? The fans again on the balconies going wild. They've got to say they do not look like VIP guests, and that would definitely be a VIP sort of area. Which I've never understood, having the VIP section on the pit straight. The least amount of action happens in that area. Turn 1 maybe on the first lap, and maybe a couple of different laps, but surely you want your VIP section on the end of the long back straight. That's where the most action is. Although meeting the drivers, all the nice restaurants, all them sort of things, they will be in that grandstand. But what a rubbish place to watch a race. In fact, I'm trying to think of a track where the VIP being in the start-finish straight would be a good spot. So here we go. Let's see the different strategies. Ooh, a very sort of set strategy. It looks like a lot of people are going for medium hard. I'm not sure if it's a two-stop. It might be medium hard medium or medium hard. Got 3 hard runners in Gold, Curly and Hindsight. Clay is feeling punchy as he's gone for the soft tyres. So I'm expecting Clay to maybe go soft, hard. Or is he going to go soft, medium, hard? But this will be an interesting start to this race with the 2 Alpines. Are they going to work together? Are they battling for that podium? And is Clay going to be able to pick them off early? He doesn't want to be stuck behind them too long on those soft tyres. He wants to be past them by at least the end of the second lap. Otherwise those soft tyres are just going to cook very quick. I expect them to last, I'd say, 7 laps. We saw what happened to Gainful after 10. He could barely get the power down. So I expect to see Clay in after about 7. The mediums, I'm not sure how long they'll run. Maybe lap 12. Dan says, fucking hell, the soft will be wrecked after 4 laps max. We did see Gainful run them in the sprint, and he was doing well up until about lap 7. And then he just started dropping off big time. It's all about the clean air. Lucas, I'm going to put my cards out on the table and say Lucas will win this race. Is at the front. His main competitor, Luckman, is a long way back. 12 on the medium at a big stretch, lesser fuel in sprint. Yeah, very true. Of course, the fuel situation. Just feel like this track is all about clean air. It's very hard to stick with the cars as you go through the S's. We saw that done in F2. If you were behind someone, you could not take the racing line unless you backed out massively, and then you were dropping 2 tenths to the car ahead. So here we go. Cars all lined on the grid. 4 lights, 5 lights. And they are out. Who's going to get the better start here? It looks like Clay has got a fantastic start already up alongside Wee Rabbi. If not ahead, Lucas looks to be taking the lead into the first corner. Clay thought about it, but Wee Rabbi has fought back and now has the optimal line into the S section. As we're side by side through the S's, this is unbelievable. Wee Rabbi has to take cutting the corner there. Is he going to have to give that position back? I think he was ahead as he did, so he will not have to give it back. Clay has made up a position though. He's got up to 3rd. Now we'll be wanting good traction out of this corner to be able to try get past Lucas. He needs to pick these cars off early. And there it shows with could be looking at a one stop of medium hard, or we're going to see Clay do the soft medium. And Clay looks like he's just sort of happy to sit behind Lucas at the minute. He knows he's going to have better traction through the corners. We've seen a lot of overtaking in the background. We've seen Housie go up to 6th. Hindsight also up to 14th. The two Hasses running together towards the back. Wee Rabbit thought is doing well to already stretch this lead to nearly 8/10 over Lucas, something we didn't expect to see. Although he's a very, very fast driver, although that time is now coming plummeting down as Clay will receive a track limit warning there. He was well over the white lines. Hindsight has already picked up a 3-second penalty. I'm not sure what's happened there. Has he got a bit of wing damage? Or is it just too much dirty air for him? Clay just able to break that a little bit later on those soft tyres, but is he able to get anything done with it? He needs to be sticking with Lucas here as we come into the S's. You can see the difference it makes. He's gone from half a second down to 4/10. Then the dirty air kicks back in, and oh, actually, he was dropping, and now he's pulled right back up behind him. He needs to be making a move. He's going to have DRS. Clay will be hoping that Wabby breaks that DRS very soon. Lucas doing well to manage his DRS at the minute. And Clay's very close. He's going to get a great tow here. 3/10 he is closing. He's not closing fast enough, you would think. It's got down to about 2/10. Hard on the brakes and right up the gearbox. As we see the strategy board again there for some reason. Already this front four almost dropping 5th place, and Lutman's only made up 1 position so far, but it has dropped Riker by a second already. Riker will be struggling back there unless he can break the DRS of Gainful. So this front three, we've seen this in most races. The front three tend to stick together very well, and oh my word, James Brown, could you have gone any more off the track? And it's helped him big time because he's now right up behind Clay. And we see that fastest lap just go tumbling down because of the DRS. Now this will be hurting Clay, this dirty air on those soft tyres. He'll want to make them last till about lap 7 or 8, but if he keeps as he is, he will drop further back, and that overhead view is fantastic, seeing the cars snake around through the first sector. And we see Lucas and Clay just gaining that little bit on Wee Rabbit as we drop down the hill towards the tight left-hander before we enter the back straight. Now, is Lucas going to be close enough to make a move with the DRS and the battery? Looks like he's got a better exit. It's about 6.3/10. I do not think he's going to be close enough. Let's have a look, see if he's gaining enough. He isn't, and Clay has got past with those soft tyres, so now Clay needs to go hunt down Wee Rabbit, and this could potentially be a race-winning strategy if he plays it well. He needs to manage the tyres well and come out in dirty air from his clean air from his first pit stop. At the minute, Wee Rabbit's just pulled out over a second over Clay. Clay maybe having to do a bit of defending, and it's just costing him that little bit of time. So I expect to see Lucas to be fighting back very, very soon. Wab picks himself up a 3-second penalty towards the back. Also has dropped down to last place on the track. Chip also at the minute very, very close to James Brown. Lucas looking for that move on Clay. He is going to get that position back. Are they going to touch? Very, very good racing by the pair of them. Lucas still trying to hang it around the outside. Let's have a look at this. And he gets the move done. Clay having to back out. And he will now be feeling that dirty air again. You can just see him running that little bit wider than Lucas. And already he's pulled out 6/10 just from getting that move done. And you look at that, Clay now dropping off significantly, and he's now got James Brown to worry about behind him. Are those soft tyres already starting to drop off? James Brown picks himself up a 3-second penalty though, so even if he gets this move done, which it's not particularly looking like he will. Oh, he is gaining big time. Clay looks to defend the inside, but James Brown's already made his move, but has backed out of it. Wee Rabbit now stretching his advantage out to 2 seconds. Lucas needs to get back into the DRS of him, or he's going to get eaten alive by the cars behind eventually. And it will be helping Rabbit a lot here as we come to lap 5 of the race. Let's have a look at the position changes so far. Wee Rabbit at the minute from 3rd on the grid has got up to 1st. Your biggest gainer though is further down the field. Anderson's up 4 places. The biggest drop is Osso, who drops right to the back of the grid from 11th place. Just got to feel for Clay on those soft tyres. He's gonna be dying off. And Chip there will be having a quick little look at James Brown. Brown ran wide again. Don't know why he's struggling so much here. He's normally a very, very clean racer, but at the minute he can't seem to just get the grip to keep within the lines or make the apexes. You see there, Clay's rear just got a little bit loose on throttle and he's down to 17%. Clay doing well. Them softs must be horrific. They will be. They'll already be up to be about 40%, I reckon. Especially stuck in the dirty air of Lucas, and what a shot again. You get some fantastic angles on this track. Now, can Clay do anything to fight back with the DRS? He can. He's just too far back. Doesn't have the grip already. When are we going to see him dive into the pits? Looks like Riker's got a move done on Gainful as well, and hindsight up above Wab, but Wab has fought back well. Luckman's got himself up to 6. He's starting to look a bit punchy. He's got Chip ahead. Is he going to be able to do anything about him anytime soon? He needs to be picking these guys off. Otherwise he's going to find himself dropping down a few points off of Lucas in the championship. Clay's definitely struggling as Kane gets himself 3 seconds ahead. Clay, 9/10 now. He's managed to keep in DRS just to pull himself back up towards Lucas, but you think after the S's it's not going to be great for him on this lap. But how he's coping, you can just see the car starting to just look a little bit loose from the corners. He's having to drop on more gears. James Brown sticking with him, and Clay's dropped out of the DRS of Lucas, and that is absolutely vital for Lucas here. He can now look ahead and go try to punt down Wee Rabbit rather than having to worry about Clay and his DRS. James Brown all over the back of Clay will have more traction, and you would think he will get this move done. He's got more battery than Clay, and he's gonna have the DRS. This move will be done way before the braking zone. Clay needs to get in and get rid of those tyres, and Luckman has also got ahead of Chip. You would think that Luckman will dispatch a Clay very, very soon. Let's jump on board with that. I see Clay just trying to stick with James Brown. For the meantime, I've got to pit now, Clay, surely. Those tyres are just going to get worse and worse and just going to drop further down. It's a 2-stop strategy. Pitting now and then doing 2 mediums would be ideal, I reckon. Clay decided not to pit. He's going for another lap. Don't see why. I feel like you could have got 12 seconds out of each set of mediums. Now Luckman's going to be having a look at Clay, and he's going to get that move done. Luckman now up to 4th position. Can he get closed in on James Brown? He needs to stick with him because he needs that DRS. It looks like he's going to be close enough to be able to get that. But only just 9.8 tenths. Needs a couple of good exits here coming up to the DRS protection zone. It's looking like he's just maybe dropped out. He's just sneaked into that DRS. That's going to be vital for Luckman. He's going to be right up behind James Brown very soon. Wee Rabbit out front though has pulled a 3-second gap from Lucas. Very good driving. I'm going to see Chip also most likely get past Clay. No, not to burn battery, this chip, but Houser is, and Houser's going to make a move. Diving to the inside. Looks like he's got the pass done, but Chip then has the inside line for the next corner. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. That's going to be Kane out the back. Houser has finally won that battle, although Chip looking for the switchback. That is a fantastic move, because Anderson picks up a 3-second penalty, and these guys are side by side in front. And Chip has decided to back out and just stick behind. And look at Clay now, he cannot keep the car together. He does decide to dive into the pits. So 6 laps those soft tyres lasted. I said they would last about 8. I was very, very wrong. Now Luckman very close to James Brown. We rather doing a favour for Luckman here. He's going to come out dead last on the hard tyres, so he's going to go. He's going to try to go to the end of the race on the hards, 20 laps. That would have been the track limit warning there for Luckman. Can't afford too many of them. Doesn't want to be dropping down anymore. If there's no safety car / VSC, then that's not mighty junior from Chrome, but he's still trying to get 2 mediums to the end. I didn't think it would be. I think 10 laps. 10-11 laps is about right on mediums, especially now the field's more spread out. We've seen Luckman gaining big time on James Brown, and he's alongside into the braking zone, has to pull it tight, but gets the move done very well. Up to 3rd now for Luckman. Now he needs to try to go hunt down Lucas. It's going to be a big, big push. He needs to get as close as he can within the next couple of laps. Where are the battles at the minute? We've got how many battles going on at the minute? It's further down. Yeah, he will get there. Just not sure if he'll have the life left to fully attack near the end. I can see Clay trying. Surely he can't get those hearts to the end of the race. That can't be possible. Gold is going to look to attack Anderson. He goes to the inside. Is alongside, keeps it tight. We're going to be side by side here as we come into the S's. It looks like Gold is just ahead, but then has to drop back behind. And we've got a good little battle with Wab behind there as well, all over the back of Curly. As we move up the field, Houser has definitely joined this little battle out front. Luckman struggling to break the DRS of James Brown behind. And it is dropping time to Lucas. And here I will say Lucas would have dominated this race. How wrong could I have been? Wee Rabbit 4 seconds ahead now. It's fantastic drive from him. His Gold has got the move and now on Anderson. That move down there for 9th. So we've got ourselves a little DRS strain forming here. James Brown, Houser, Chip, Riker and Gameful all together as Hindsight's now picked himself up the penalty. And more penalty yet for Edsel. So at the minute, James Brown would drop to the back of this DRS strain with the penalty. And you would see the top 3 in the championship finishing exactly in that order behind each other. Lucas, Luckman and Houser. As Chip gets the move done on Riker's pitted, and so is Anderson. So they felt like 9 laps is enough for those medium tyres. Are they looking for a bit of an undercut on the cars ahead? They've both gone to the hards. Can the hards last 18 laps? I don't think so. I think if you've done 9 actual laps on mediums, I wouldn't expect the hards to be doing double. The safety car here will be playing to the hands of so many people. There's also then gets his mandatory 3-second penalty. This this stage of the race is just going to die out a little bit. We're going to see people just trying to manage a little bit. Maybe one or two moves here and there, but the DRS trains are just ridiculous. Luckman's still 3 seconds behind Lucas. Lucas doing well to manage that second place, and he's probably just happy to sit there at the minute. It's ahead of his title rival, so doesn't need to be doing anything too drastic. Howsey though, he's definitely sticking with the back of James Brown, and he's looking like he wants to get a move done. Within 3/10 there, and let's see where he's coming out of this final corner. He's getting the battery down. Is he going to try and get a move done? He's not gaining on James Brown. James Brown must also be burning. Right up to the back of him under braking. Also gets a move done on Gainful that will put him up to 10th. Oh, not Gainful, but into the pits, and so has Wab. Top two are just absolutely running away now. Lee Rabbit, that gap almost up to 5 seconds. And Lucas has pulled out a 3.5 second gap over Luckman. But James Brown is not letting Luckman go at all. He looks a little bit closer on this lap, but has ended up dropping back off as you come down the hill. But Howsey there got very close. It looked like he got a much better entry. It went from half a second to 3/10. Can Howsey get a good run on James Brown here and try to take that 4th position? It's not looking like it. James Brown just conserving his battery well and burning it at the right times. How's Luckman's battery looking not as good as James Brown's there. Hindsight has got a move done on Bailey though down that back straight, it looks like. See actually on the texture of that right front tyre, it is definitely graining up. I expect that we will see cars diving into the pits on the second. Luckman has chosen now as the time. He's gone into the pits. Howsey and the other cars behind though have not. Just Luckman is going to try get some good laps in and try come out ahead of these guys again. And hopefully pull away a little bit as well, try to get out of the DRS so that he can start looking forward and trying to chase down Lucas. Lucas seems to gain through this S section. Anderson puts in the fastest lap of the race of a 37.2. But then Rabbi must just be managing that battery very well because he's just gradually eking out that advantage. And what a view again, the top-down view from the Helicam. And at the minute, no one else really challenging each other. It's all sort of spread out at the minute. But that's going to be the difference in strategies as the last of the mediums. I expect to pit this lap unless they're hoping for a safety car. He should do. The mediums be totally full by now. He'll be a lot closer to Lucas. Wabby needs to box now. I expect to see the last of the mediums box this lap. Be very surprised if they does. James Brown and Howsey side by side here. James Brown looking for that switchback. Doesn't get it, so Howsey at the minute up to 3rd, but that will not be a net 3rd. Now ready for this? Everyone to pull into the pits. Yep, there they go. Lucas also came into the pits, he's also going to come into the pits. Also decided to go for another lap. Absolutely killing his tyres, so let's see where they come out. Luckman is absolutely bombing down this straight. Is Luckman going to get past Lucas here? It's very, very, very close. Oh, he's brought him right up to the back of Lucas. This has worked fantastically for Luckman. Just pitting that lap earlier has meant that he's cut down a 3-second gap, nearly a 4-second gap to being in DRS. Rabbi has decided, Wabby Wee Rabbit even has decided to stay out, and Luckman has picked himself up a penalty just as he'd got that right, and then picks himself up a penalty. He needs to stick with Lucas now. These guys need to be putting in some fast laps, and they should come out well ahead of Rabbit. The hard tyres though, how long are they going to last? Are we going to see them go to about lap 15 maybe? Hopefully longer, because if you can make those hard tyres extend a little bit, then we've shown that you can definitely make it into a one-stop race, but I can't see them getting towards lap 18 on the hards. Yeah, and Wee Rabbit has come into the pits, so as he stops at his box, we see Lucas and Luckman about to round the final corner, but Wee Rabbit is now moving down that pit lane. How close is this going to be? As he comes out of the pit lane now and is hard on the brakes, and he's come out still ahead. That has been some fantastic laps he's put in. Yes, the gap might not be as big as it was, but the important thing is he's come out ahead there. Now it's going to be interesting to see how these guys fight each other. Luckman from 8th on the grid now has a net 3rd. Got away with murder but cost himself 3 seconds. Yeah, if he'd have just pitted that lap early, he'd probably been out of DRS of Lucas, but unfortunately he decided to go for that additional lap. I think he's definitely going to just try do a one-stop. And they're not really challenging each other yet, just bedding these tyres in, seeing how this race plays out. As long as they stay within DRS of each other, it still could be anyone's podium. Wee Rabbit's put in a purple second sector with no DRS. Now Clay has done 6 laps on those hard tyres, and he's currently sitting 4th, and then after pits, because he will have to pit again, he will drop down to the back of the field. And then can he try get punchy on the mediums? Lucas sets the fastest lap of the race now with a 36.7. And there's a very, very big bunch of cars after these guys, all in a DRS train. 10th down to 15th, following each other very, very closely. As Clay's now got past Curly to take 3rd position in the race. Let's see how well Luckman can follow Lucas here. The dirty air playing a big part in this race. And Luckman looks like he's struggling for battery compared to the likes of Lucas. Rabbit has also now got past Curly. A bit of traffic between himself and Lucas. I expect to see Lucas get past Curly fairly quickly, but he's not looking like he's going to be able to do it on this lap. And that's going to be a massive advantage to Rabbit, although he himself has got traffic ahead. He's got Hindsight next up. He's on 14 lap old hard tyres and got past him very, very quickly. So those hard tyres already looking like they're struggling at around this point. Lucas will not be happy with this. He'll want Curly out of the way quick time, which meant that Luckman has gained about 3/10. Is Curly going to try defend it again? Yes. Now, big spanner in the works here. Rabbit is also right up the back of Clay. And Hindsight's dived into the pits, and Lucas has picked up a 3-second penalty trying to attack Curly. This is now getting very, very interesting, and Rabbit has got past Clay. Lucas trying late on the brakes to get past Curly. Curly's going to have a good little switchback though. Now can Luckman dispatch Curly quick enough? Yes. And look how much time that has cost these guys. About 2 seconds that has cost Lucas to Rabbit, having to navigate those back markers. Not even back markers, just different strategies. Gainful now picks up the penalty, but we see that the 2 leaders of the championship, both with penalties, both need to keep it clean now James Brown also picks up a 3-second penalty. So at the minute, we only have 5 drivers out of 17 with no penalties. This has worked out fantastically for Rabbi now. Because Lucas is not even in the DRS of Clay, and Clay's not on particularly old hard tyres, so he'll still have a bit of pace about him. But Luckman keeping with Lucas. If anything, this has played into Luckman's hands more than anyone. I wonder at what point we're going to see Clay ditch those hard tyres, because we don't want to take the hards as long as he can, because he needs to be punchy for a while on the mediums. But if he picks too soon, he's going to see himself having to fight too many cars. See, Gold is now finally coming to pit, so there are your net positions, barring Clay, who will have to pit again. If he manages to make those hard tyres go 21 laps, that would be some feat. As everyone sort of settles into the positions now after the madness of the traffic, the difference in strategies and the pit stops, Lee Rabbi has come out on top by 2.5 seconds. It's worked fantastically for him, and we were saying down there, he said, you know, he's cost himself 3 seconds. He gained that straight back. Now can Lucas get a move done on Clay to then just try hamper Luckman's progression a little bit? Doesn't look like it. Luckman not managing that backfield very well. When you look at the difference, Lucas on 45% there. Luckman on 22, Clay somewhere in between. Whereas Lee Rabbi, near enough got a full battery, he's just managing it very well. Howsey and Anderson are battling together there. Howsey up the inside, and Anderson will be could have gone for a switch back there, but decided to just get a better launch on the inside. And Howsey's got that move done. Riker just sort of running his own race at the minute in the 5th. He's 3.7 behind 4th, but he's 4.5 seconds ahead of 6th. Let's get back to this battle up in front. Also with another 3 seconds, I believe that takes him up to 6th now. Lucas still struggling to get past Clay. Clay will now be feeling those tyres dropping off big time. This is turning out to be a fantastic race. Clay doing well to hold up Lucas, and that's just playing into the hands of Luckman that's managing to keep with them. Lucas, of course, on 1 lap younger tyres than Luckman. Now I expect Lucas to get this move done. Within 3/10 as we come up to the DRS line. Is he going to be able to get this done? Look to go to the inside, sells the dummy, gets it done down the outside. He's already miles ahead before the braking zone. Now Luckman needs to get this move done quick so he can keep with Lucas. What he doesn't want is to be stuck in the DRS of Clay, but Clay dropping back and Lucas pulling out of DRS from Clay. Rabbit again, 3.5 seconds ahead. He's managed to get that back gap back to where it was. You can see already Lucas has pulled out that 1 second penalty. 1 second penalty, 1 second gap. Clearly he's hanging it out at this point. It does. This track is worse than Great Britain for DRS turns. You have to make stupid lines to even get a pass done. I don't know, I feel like there's much worse tracks for DRS turns. The likes of Jeddah is pretty terrible for it. Fixing to of a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But running at the back of the pack anyway, both Williams running down at the back. Luckman has got a mighty run on Clay, but not enough. Lucas will just start pulling away from these guys now, and that is not what Luckman wants. He needs to keep with Lucas if he's got any chance of making a move forward in this race. It's not been very eventful in terms of overtakes that we've seen anyway, but the strategies have definitely played a huge part in this. Clay went for a very, very attacking strategy on the soft tyres to start off with. Didn't pick up too many positions, but is now just hanging it out as hard as says Rabbit, my guy. Clay's definitely just trying to hang it out. Can he make those hard tyres last another 8 laps? If he can, this could be a very, very good result for him, considering the fact that he started on the worst tyres on the game, those soft tyres that burn out in absolutely no time. The difficulty for Luckman here is they're both on hards, and yeah, there's 4 laps difference in the age of those tyres, but that will not be all that much in terms of percentage tyre wear, maybe 10% difference I reckon. And if anything it's going to be hurting Luckman with the dirty air, and Lucas has already pulled out a 2-second gap now on Clay. Which as it stands, Lucas's penalty would drop on behind Clay, and there we go, Luckman gets that move done finally. That's been a lot of battery to do so, Clay's still with some left. Can Lucas do anything about Rabbi in front? I don't think he can, but if there's anyone that can do it, it's Lucas. See, Wab's just got a move done on goals now. We're going to have a look at some of these guys further back, because the guys out front are all separated big time. So we're trying to keep with Luckman, and that is about it up front. At the minute we've got Gold really trying to get that position back off of Wab. A little 4-car train, 5-car train going here as Gainful's on the back of it. And Hindsight is also looking to get a move done, and he has got a move done just as we say that. We see them all now following each other down the pit straight. Clay is still very much keeping with Luckman. We might have to go back to that in just a second. 3 tenths, 4 tenths, back up to 5 tenths. The dirty air there just as they come down the hill. He started to gain a little bit. So at the minute, the closest of these runners looking to get into that top 10 is Wab, who is looking at the back of Anderson, but Anderson will be wanting to get a move done on James Brown. I'm excited to see how next year's regulations play out in the game. All the new aero parts. See if they're trying to battle, they weren't even that close, and it's just fed into Wab's hands. Anderson got the move done on James Brown. James Brown going for that wider line throw, looking for a bit of a switchback. Gets the power down well and looks like he's got the position. Although Anderson on the inside, these guys following each other very, very closely now. And oh! Anderson into the wall. Is that a retirement? I don't think it is. I think he's got going. Are we going to see any sort of safety car? No, we are not. We are back green. Did he pick up some rear wing damage there? He did. I think that is going to be a retirement for Anderson. Do we see Anderson quit here? He did seem... Yes, he went backwards into that wall. And Clay is still sticking with Luckman. This is not what Luckman needs. Not what he needs at all. Clay is actually a lot closer this time round and will probably get the move done, and he has. We've got a yellow in sector, but that's just Anson's car coming back out. Clay got that move done very, very smoothly, and he's managed to fight back here. You can see Wolfus just disappearing in front, 3.3 seconds, but Rabbit absolutely managing this race perfectly. He's 5.5 seconds ahead now. In a race that we thought would be a battle between Lutman and Lucas, and Rabbit has come out of nowhere and is just taking charge. Let's have a look at the position changes really quick. Lutman up 4 places, up to 4 for Iker, up 4 Wab, up 8 places. From 16th on the grid, and the biggest drop we've seen so far is James Brown, who of course started up on that second row, currently down in 9th. Not being a fantastic race for himself. How close is Lutman? Is Lutman going to be able to do anything? Having jumped back down to that battle between Gold and James Brown in just a second. That's what go there now, because they're very close. James Brown doing well to navigate this dirty air and stick with Wab as Chip now picks up a penalty. Still got 5 people without penalties, so 12 on the grid with penalties. Oh, 11, sorry, because Anthony didn't have that. James Brown struggling with traction there. That could open the door for Gold, and it definitely is. Well, there you go, look at the difference with the batteries. James Brown managing to just pull to the side-by-side, and all of a sudden he's got a half a second gap. You need to be saving your battery. Halsey, at the minute, is all over the back of Riker. He wants that position back where he started in 5th place. So, get the tyres back on. With another 3-second penalty, a bit of a drive to forget from there. Halsey on the younger tyres, looking to get into that slipstream of Riker with the DRS. Tried to get to the outside, does get there, now looks for the switchback and looks for the drive out of turn 1. Can't quite get it. He will just have that little bit more grip, but here we go. Halsey sticks it up the inside. A little bit of argy-bargy, and Lutman's picked himself up another 3-second penalty. Oh dear. Oh, and that's just naughty. That is just naughty. Riker giving absolutely no room. Turns across Halsey there and just takes him out. Poor Halsey is going to suffer there. He's dropped to place and he's dropped massively off those guys. Got back past Clay. Clay looking to go the long way around though. Doing well to hang these tyres out. So we've got 4 laps left to manage them. But you can see now the wheel is getting very, very loose. Just needs to not get himself a penalty for it. It'll be a good drive. Exactly that, Dan. Exactly that. Why are people not giving no space on the inside right, Dan? Outrageous, who do that? It was just a very silly move that you were clearly on one side. And these guys are good racers. Halsey's a good racer and so is Riker. And whoa, Clay! Could not get the car stopped. What happened then? He's lost an end plate for his troubles. Is that going to cost him much in terms of downforce in the track where you need it? It is. You can see him struggling to pull the car around these corners now. That's going to mean that he's probably going to have to pit. And what started as a very good race for Clay, with that strategy call, is now looking like it may end up costing him. He's struggling to get the car around corners at this point. see too much graining on his tyres as of yet. Lap picked himself up the 3-second penalty. And that will hurt Lap big time. So we're going to see, I think, this top 5, I reckon. Top 4 at least will stay as it is. Chip will be looking to get a move done on Riker. Just needs to bide his time. Stick with him in the DRS, get him on the back straight. That's how you need to be doing it. Play it smart, guys. Chip is very, very close to Riker going into turn 1. Better of it, could have probably lunged down the inside, but he knows if we have DRS and a lot of battery, he will come to the back straight. All he needs to do is keep with him through the S's, don't let the dirty air affect you too much, and you see there he's already struggling, and he's dropped out of DRS. Commentator's curse right there for you. He may get back in the DRS, Riker looks to have maybe had a bit of a moment. In fact, has got back in the DRS. Recovered that very, very well. Has Riker got any sort of damage to that front wing? No, he doesn't. He seems to have gotten away with it. Let's have a look, see if Chip's going to be close enough to make a move. He isn't. He's going to put himself in the mirrors of Riker just to try and throw him off. Can't get anything done. You can see Clay is now losing time to these guys as well. He was 7 seconds ahead, it's now down to 5.8. He's going to be able to hang it out, which is a fantastic drive by Clay to make these tyres go that long. 18 laps he's done on those hard tyres so far. Started to get a bit excited, but then Lucas just dropped Clay and couldn't pull far enough ahead, and Clay stuck with him. And you can see the difference in the pits, not really playing that much of an advantage when you look at it. Blue Rabbit decided to pit last of those front 3 runners, and it's worked out well for him. Lucas just sort of stuck in the middle and came in early, and it's just not materialised. He's got 7 seconds off of Lucas now, and Lucas dropping almost 7 seconds off of Rabbit. And Chip can get anything done this lap on Riker to take that 5th position. And I do think Riker will finish lower after some penalties are applied. Chip now looking for a bit of a switchback to get the power down well enough. Looking for all the switchbacks. And what line does Riker take? He also goes wide, so no switchback attempts here for Chip. We're going to see any sort of desperation moves by Chip to try and pick up that extra point. Robbie has started his final lap 6 seconds ahead of Lucas. Knows he doesn't need to do anything silly. There we go, Chip looking to try to pull alongside Riker. Riker just seems to park it on the apex. Chip just slightly tapping the back of him. These guys taking very different lines through the corners now. Let's look at the effects of dirty air. Chip just seems to get a bit of a better exit out of some of these corners. He needs to stick with him now, though. This is the vital part as they come down the hill. He can stick with him. He's going to burn some battery to get as close as possible. This could be his last chance here to get this move done, and then we'll jump on with Rabbit and watch him take the checkered flag. This needs to be done now by Chip. It's most likely he's going to be gone. Why is he not burning as much? He should have been burning that thing much sooner. Riker goes to defend the inside. Looks for a switchback. Again, still very close between them. And there we go, Chip looking for that switchback. And now side by side as we approach his tight left as Rabi has taken the checkered flag. And Housie as well, also sticking his nose in. Didn't even notice Housie there when we were watching these guys that close. Lucas takes his second place. And Lockman is going to come across the line for his third. These guys getting punchy towards this last corner. Is Chip thinking about anything? He isn't. He's going to back out. And Clay has jumped up to third because of Luckman's penalties. What a fantastic drive. That has been a very eventful race for not many overtakes. That is all about strategy, and the penalties, if anything, have cost Luckman big time. He's going to lose ground. In fact, it probably won't just be the same as it was, because he did get a point over Lucas. That gap will probably go to about 5 points now. But the winning driver is Rabi, who just really took the race by the scruff of its neck and disappeared up the road. That is a fantastic drive by him. So the top three celebrate of Rabi, Lucas and Clay, managing to make those hard tyres last. Very close to being my driver of the day there is Clay, because to pull off that strategy of soft to hard with no safety cars is phenomenal. So there we go, your top three of Lucas, Rabbit and Clay. Luckman comes home fourth, Riker fifth, Housie comes in sixth, James Brown seventh, Wab eighth, Chip ninth, 10th is Nerf. Apologies, that was wrong. So let's try and get these guys into a party. Just going to see if any of these guys are going to come for the podiums. It was not very eventful on the track, but the strategies played a massive part. I'm struggling to find Lucas here, but Lucas tends to not join these parties.
Ah, fuck Lucas.
Can someone attempt to drop in an invite for me, because I can't find him? I very much doubt he'll
I'll
join.
pretend to if you want.
Oh dear. So we will start the podium chats off with Clay. Clay, that was some drive on 20 lap old hard tyres. Explain to me why on earth you thought that would be the strategy to go with.
Do you want me to explain what the problem was? Is that I picked my strategy and the game picked something different.
Right.
I picked medium hards. I had them. It suggested mediums to lap 13. I changed it to lap 12 and went, yeah, medium hard is what I'm going for. And then on the formation lap, I went, oh, some idiots on softs, and then realised it was me.
Sounds like maybe instead of flicking the lap counter, you may have also caught the tyre counter then as well.
I mean, I'll check my stream, but my God, I thought I was set on for the medium hard. Like I said, that was the standard strategy. That's what was already selected. And all I did was drop the lap counter one. And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden I end up on softs. It was trying to make me two-stop, but I ignored that. But yeah,
Yeah, but
not
still, though,
ideal.
you made it work. I looked at the softs and I thought that is stupid. To
Yeah,
try
I thought that was stupid.
but then to make those hards last that long, I think that's probably the longest we've seen a set of tyres last in this season. Mega drive.
Thank you, mate. I'll be honest. I decided after I knew that my strategy was gone, and I thought I know what's going to happen here. I'm going to box, and then a safety car will come out, and I get screwed. And I just as soon as I came out on the hards, I just put my head down and just tried focusing on taking my own lines, doing quality laps essentially, and just keep on ticking on to the end. I didn't bother looking at tyre wear. I think I looked with about 5 laps to go, and I was on 56%, so I weren't too bothered about it.
Yeah.
Just kept going.
And I'm assuming once you saw Luckman pick up that second penalty, you must have thought, as long as I can keep with him, I've got a good chance here, and kept with him. You did very well.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest. I was trying to use Luckman to catch the guys ahead because I thought Luckman would be able to drag me up a little bit, and then realised that he had wing damage, so he'd get ahead of me, and then I'd catch him through sector one, and I took him back, and then I ended up. He overtook me. He overtook me up back straight, and I ended up clipping the back of him and giving myself wing damage
Yeah.
into turn one. And yeah, stupid. So then I saw him trying to pull away, and as the gap's getting to like 4 seconds, 4.5, I'm thinking, oh shit, I've lost this podium here.
I mean,
But no, managed to keep it.
there was one talking point I wanted to mention late on in the race, coming down the pitch straight. Did you forget what a brake pedal was at some point?
Is that the one where I ate Lutman?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, mate. I got stuck in my line, my braking points. This is what I'm doing because I was on my own for so long. And I was looking at my ERS levels, and as I've tried knocking my ERS off, I've looked up, realised Lutman's ahead of me, slammed on, but with the DRS and that as well. Yeah, I had too much speed. Too much speed.
Well, still fantastic drive from you, buddy. You managed to get yourself into the podium spots despite that bit of a technical issue with the tyres. But you
both races
it.
As well. I'll take that.
Yeah.
P3 in the sprint and the feature. I'm happy. I'm happy.
See if you can keep that up in T2 next season.
Mate, if I'm going to tier 2, there's a lot of guys ahead of me fucked in this tier.
Now, on to the race winner, and I'll be perfectly honest, Rabbit, I did not see that coming. I said at the start of the race, I expected Lucas to just go out and dominate. But wow, that is some pace you had. It wasn't even like Lucas
Can
was...
I claim an assist for this into turn one? I said as soon as I realised I was on the softs, I thought, right, I'm doing my strategy from the sprint race in the F2, which was dive up the inside of turn one, get it into first gear so I can turn. And I get it into first gear, and then Lucas turned into me, and then Rabbit just goes around both of us.
Yeah, I watched it and I saw Rabbit going wide, and I was thinking, oh dear, it might cost him a couple of places. Comes out ahead and just disappeared up the road. That was unreal pace from yourself, Rabbit.
Oh, cheers, lads. I appreciate it. I didn't think it was going to happen, to be totally honest. Obviously, I've been watching the races back, and you know, Lucas is leading your championship as it stands. And at the sprint, for example, sprint was going really well. I felt it was going really well, but I gauged what my race was going to be like for that, and Lucas was just disappearing. I got caught up in an incident in front of me, and I lost a wing, hence why I just kept going backwards. I couldn't do anything in the corners. But then when it came to the feature, obviously we went out wet for the qualifying. Don't know, I think I was third on the grid.
Yep.
And as we lined up, I noticed that Lucas had pointed his car to cover off James Brown, and I just thought, I even said at my stream, I was like, Lucas is a silly boy. He's aiming at my opponent. This is a big, wide turn one. I can get right round the outside. As I went round, saw the red indicator. It pushed me off, and I thought, same to you guys. I was like, that's it. It's snookered. I'm just going to go backwards. Somehow came out in front, and yeah, just kept the head down. Tried as hard. What I will say to everybody in the league is, I don't actually have that pace. I don't know. No, seriously, mate. You're gonna see it in the next couple of races.
Rabbit this one.
It's just that I've got a certain. I don't know what everyone else runs their ERS on this track, but I've got a certain thing that I do. If you're interested, lads, jump into my stream. Maybe drop me a follow. You'll get to see what I was doing. But it just seemed to work out, and I kept seeing the time to Lucas going up and up and up, and I thought, all right, okay, let's just keep plugging away. Went in for the pit change, for the tyre change. Got caught up in a little bit of traffic. I remember thinking to myself, that's it. I'm not really. If I've got clean air, I'm normally all right. But when I start battling, I'm not going to lie, guys. I can wheel bang a little bit. I do try and get close to other drivers. But luckily, I managed to get through everybody, and I was thankful. I don't know if he did it intentionally. I'm not going to say he did, but Curly managed to hold Lucas up for a little bit. By the time Lucas got back, I think the gap had went to about 2 seconds.
I was going to bring this up.
Yeah, and I was like, yes, that's brilliant. I can just, if I keep doing what I did before the tyre change, I'll just keep plugging away and hopefully it'll keep climbing. And I think I managed to get 6 seconds on him before the end of the race. So yeah. I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Yeah, it was. You came out of the pits behind me, Robbie, and it was a lap you'd just come out of the pits, and I caught Curly. And then I noticed where he was turning his ERS off, and I thought, he's trying to hold me up here to help you. And we come out of turn one, so I slapped my ERS back on and took him through the S's.
Yeah, I think I heard him in the we were in a chat together. I think I heard him saying, "No, don't do it," and it was like, what the hell's going on back there?
I realised he was sat on the racing line and turned his ERS off, and I thought, no, you're not doing this to me. So I slapped mine back on and went up his inside.
I think when you went through, you went, all right, okay, he's done it then, that's fine. But no, honestly, I wasn't. I mean, this is my first debut as a full-time driver, so I don't think it could have went any better. Obviously,
great drive.
I'm in a lobby now with Dan, and I was absolutely dreading another DNF or not getting near a podium. I know what he's like. He would have been sitting in that chat going, "You're just shit. Why did I ever ask you to come and join this team?" But he seems pretty happy, so if the boss man's happy, I'll take it.
Exactly that. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the stream as we approach the last 2 races of the season. Still all to fight for at the front. I believe the gap may be at 6 points now between Lucas and Luckman, so it's going to be very, very close going into Baku and Suzuka. Again, thank you guys for joining me on the podium, and I look forward to another fantastic race next week. See you guys then.